I just want to welcome you again to another green meeting. Big or small, you're all recorded, you're all archived. Watch it today or watch it tomorrow. I'd like you to be here now so you can mingle with so many other people. They floated in, that's why I had to turn the bell off. I just want to ask you guys one question. You guys does anybody read? Well, I'm sure you have your big packet. You read it every day. You got to sit it right in front of your desk every day and read something. Because you just cannot go through life as a real estate person and not be fully educated in something. Now, I'm not talking about this book or your book or any book. You have to have daily education or you're going to fall behind. In the weeks, Steve, nobody buys more houses than Steve. And, well, there are people out there, but there's so many things that we don't do correctly. Les is usually in here. Another guy, him and Steve, between those two, they fight to see who buys as many houses. But yet, there's always mistakes made. We asked Les the other day, does he do 1031 exchange? No. I have a corporation. Well, you know what? You're flirting with the IRS there. You want to play that game, you might as well go to a casino and throw craps because it's a dangerous game to play. So these educational classes that we provide, and every time it's just something eye-opening. Last week we did the credit repair. How about that? What we were talking about with the collection agency. When we first talked about that, I watched the audience and nobody knew that kind of stuff. And, all these little bits of education that we learn here and elsewhere are just worth thousands and thousands of dollars. And then we have Megan. I saw Megan down in Tampa a couple years back. Billy introduced me to Megan. Self-directed IRA. Who has a self-directed IRA? I got to put my hand down. It is one of the most important pieces of tool that you're going to need. Not today, because we're all young. Well, except Dennis. But it is one of the most important tools when you're retired. I mean, we all heard about the IRAs and the savings, but the more we find out about the old traditional IRA, the less I like about it. The more I like about these, the SEP and the Roth. And I don't know what her schedule is today, but I'm sure she'll talk about maybe both, maybe the Roth. But it's just an important tool that you're going to need. These parts of education are what green is all about. Is to bring the things that you don't know that you don't know. So every day we should be picking up some kind of book, reading some kind of education. And on our website, there's all kinds of great education on there for our members, even for our non-members. There's all kinds of blogs on there, all kinds of archived these meetings on there that actually show you a taste of a lot of the things that we have. Use those tools. You're paying for it. Use the tools every day and watch one video. Geez, Doc makes them 3, 4, 5 minutes long. If you can't watch a 3, 4, 5 minute long video, or 2 or 3 of them, you shouldn't be in this business. I don't want to talk negative, but it's getting serious that people aren't using the tools. So right now I want to let's introduce a few guests real quick. Philip, what do you do? A barber. And why are you in here? Is it on the barber class? Okay, got it. Why are you here? Katina Greg. Because you just can't live on a barber salary forever. No. So learn what you can. So you went to barber school and paid money at barber school. That's what you're going to have to do for real estate. Everybody, you're gonna have to pay for education somehow. You either pay here, you pay there, or you pay when you make a mistake buying some real estate and losing $50,000. Pick your poison. All right. We have LT in the house.
Yes, sir.
LT, what do you do?
I want to say I'm with Financial Education Services. We have two products and services. It's credit related. Our core product is credit repair. So our realtors, I'm qualified, clients qualified.
There you go. You continue a lot of money. You work as a team. And that's what you have to do is work as teams. That's what Green is about. Working as a team. I'm trying to get the team expanded down into Florida, over to Philly, down to California, all around. So you don't have to just buy in one place or talk to people just in one place. You can talk to people all over the country. That's what I'm trying to get to. If you know people out there, I want to talk to them. I'm going to bring them in. Doc and I just talked to a husband and wife team in West Palm Beach, where Doc is right now. And they were trying to do this exact thing 4 years ago, 5 years ago. And they spent 4 years trying, and they, for one reason or another, couldn't get the thing rolling. Whether it was the IT that was the problem, or whether it was they just lost faith. But they're going to jump back in, and they're going to. They already have this whole program set up. Now they have. We're going to give them a vehicle. They're going to join us to have a vehicle. We give vehicles to people. Start your own show. The Megan Galeen shows today. So without any further ado, I'm going to introduce a young lady, a friend of mine. Her and her father have this IRA business down in Florida. Megan will tell you a little bit more about her background and give you, I'm sure, a stimulating conversation. And this is a conversation. This is not a broadcast to do one-sided. We want questions. We want a stimulating conversation. This is what Green is built for. You can ask questions, Wait until she's done at a point. She'll ask for questions and give her some questions. Give her some scenarios. I'm sure you're going to be thinking of them because your brain starts to move when these people talk. So, Megan, show's yours.
Perfect. You guys see my presentation okay? What's up?
Yep, perfect.
Perfect. Thank you. All right, so I will be speaking about Introduction to Self-Directed IRAs. This is a really basic presentation that I'll be going over, just kind of hitting a little bit of everything. And if you have questions, ask them along the way. If you feel like it'll be better at the end, then go ahead and ask them at the end. A little disclaimer before we start. Mountain West IRA does not promote, endorse, or offer any investments. We do not offer investment, tax, financial, or legal advice to clients and individuals who believe they need advice to consult with the appropriate professionals in that area. If I cannot answer a question for you, I will point you in the correct direction on who to ask. Most questions I can help you with, unless it comes to, should I do this investment, should I do that investment? Once it gets there, I'm not really able to help. But if you have an idea and you say, can I do this in my IRA, I can normally let you know you can. A little bit about Mountain West IRA. John Galeen, who happens to be my father, in 1983, he became a financial planner. In 1996, he was the vice president sales manager for Morgan Stanley in the Las Vegas chapter. And I, born and raised in Vegas, and later, I'll go over later. 2005 was when Mountain West IRA was established in Idaho. Our main office is in Boise, Idaho, and our second office is in Clearwater, Florida, and that's where I am at. 2013 was our Clearwater, Florida office opened. 2014, I actually took over. I'll add that to the timeline. And then 2017, so this year, January, we actually moved to a new custodian. We were using banks, and the new laws made it very hard to use a bank as our custodian. So we moved to a new custodian that is actually better for our clients because they do keep a tighter rule. We have monthly check-ins, unlike the bank. The banks did not care what we did. There was very little oversight with the banks, and with Bankstar Trust as our main custodian, it's a lot safer for our clients, and just overall, basically more overview, which has been a problem. There has been there's a company in Utah called APS that went under because of problems with money missing. So we like to let our clients know that we do have a second set of eyes on everything. A little bit about myself. I graduated from University of Utah. I've been with Mountain West IRA now for 3 years, and I love it. I've been in the Clearwater, Florida office this whole time. I have 2 dogs, Bailey and Baby. That's them down below, and that's what I spend my time doing, really. What is an IRA? Well, we have the red side, which is you. You cannot sign on behalf of your IRA. That's where I come in handy. There's Uncle Ira at the top of the screen. Click her out. We have Uncle Ira right here at the top of the screen. He does not have opposable thumb, so this means that he cannot sign. So you think about that as your IRA, that you're not able to sign on behalf of your IRA. You have Mountain West IRA as your third-party administrator. We sign, do all the record keeping for your IRA, and then Mainstar Trust as the custodian for your assets. We actually send the original documents to Mainstar Trust, and they see the money coming in and out. Your cash funds are held at Mountain West Bank, not affiliated with us, but Mountain West Bank in an FDIC insured bank account, up to $250,000. Once it's in an asset, then you're secured in that asset. That's your choice. Did you know you can buy real estate in your IRA? Your IRA or qualified plan to get a loan for real estate. That's a huge one. I will be doing a series with Green the first Tuesday of every month, I believe. And that I will go over a specific presentation on getting a loan for real estate in your IRA. Your IRA or qualified plan can deduct and depreciate expenses on the borrowed portion of any leveraged property. Only 3% of all Americans have enough assets to retire comfortably. Our clients are the people that are working to be that 3%, or they are that 3%. Our clients are not the people that are sitting, not paying attention to their IRA. They don't know what type of account they have. Our clients are really hands-on, and they know that they want to retire in a better place than they are currently. Or you can do the 97% plan and hope for the best. But what matters most is how you see yourself. So once again, our clients are the people that have a plan for the future. They plan on being able to retire in a better life than what either they're living now, or to retire and maintain that same. And why to self-direct? Take control of your retirement account. You have the freedom to invest in what you know and understand. You have a larger range of investment choices, and you're able to drive higher returns because you control those returns. If you know that you can make 10% on a promissory note, then you can make 10% on a promissory note. We will not tell you you cannot do an investment unless it's prohibited, which we'll go over at the end. These are a few plan types. I'm not going to go into huge detail about the plans. I'll quickly touch on them. I want to go in more about what you can do in your IRA to get your guys' wheels flowing and get some questions on how you can use your IRA to benefit you. We have the traditional IRA, SEP, Simple, Roth IRA, which is post-tax, gross tax-free. You can use your HSA, and that's a health savings plan. You can use that to invest. You could roll over your PERS, 401k, 403b, or 457 into an IRA and start using it for investments. These are the traditional and Roth. These are the only accounts that I'll be touching on all of them a little bit. These are the main accounts that I'll touch on. Traditional and Roth IRA, you have a contribution limit of $5,500 for each of them. It does need to be W-2 or 1099 income that you make, but it can be 100%. All you have to make is $5,500. And once you're at the age of 50, you can add an extra $1,000 for a catch-up contribution. The benefits of a traditional, you have the potential tax write-off now. Tax season's over now, but we had people opening their IRAs last minute to get that $5,500 or $6,500 write-off. That's what that traditional IRA is great for. The Roth IRA, on the other hand, is great for all ages. I personally have a Roth. I love the Roth idea, and I'm hoping with the new administration that they will keep it because there has been some talk of getting rid of the Roth. But the Roth IRA grows tax-free. So you pay taxes putting the funds into your IRA, but if I make 10% on my money, that 10%, when I'm 59 and a half, comes out tax-free to me. So I don't have to pay taxes again. The IRS already got their money, they're happy, and that's all that matters to them. They don't care how much we make, they don't know. And that's why I love the Roth IRA. And you can do all the investments I'll talk about in a Roth. Any of the investments I talk about, you can do in any of the accounts I talk about. We do have to offer this SEP IRA for sole proprietor business owners, and you can put about 25% of adjusted gross income up to $54,000, and there's not a catch-up for that. You have simple IRAs for business owners with 100 employees or less, and you can contribute $12,500, and you have a catch-up of $3,000 for that IRA. And then you have an individual K plan. For my real estate investors, this is a great plan for you. Or my sole proprietor business owners. If you, like gentleman at the front said he's a barber, if you're a sole proprietor of your own, I don't know how they work, but some hairstyling or hair companies, you do your own company within their area. So if that's the case, then an individual K may be great for you because you are able to put away the largest contribution, and you have a Roth portion. So you have the employee portion, which is out of your personal pocket, up to $18,000 if you're under the age of 50, and then at the employer portion of 25% of adjusted gross income, up to $36,000. So this is how you can put away a huge lump of money in 1 year using this individual K to the sole proprietors or my real estate investors. This is a great account for the investors because you can have that checkbook control without an LLC as well. And I will do a class solely on individual Ks. That's how great they are at a later date during my normal class schedule. We'll be going over just one type of investment that you can do in your IRA. This is really common bread and butter type of investment. And if you have questions on more difficult ones, we can do those after. This is Linda. She's interested in purchasing an investment property. She'll be funding the property with 100% cash, and our goal is to avoid taxes. When people come to me, they say, I don't want to pay the IRS. How can I get away with that with real estate? This is how you do it. Linda wants to purchase a rental property. She found a duplex that she wants to rent out. All cash offer at $400,000 in the name of her IRA, which would be Mountain West IRA, FBO, which stands for benefit of Linda's IRA. She completes all of our direction of investment forms for real estate. You'll have, or Linda will have one real estate transaction coordinator that she'll work with the whole process of this real estate transaction. You're not just calling and getting some random person. You'll get one person for each transaction here. So Linda will be working with Sherry. And with the rental purchase, all documents Linda will sign as read and approved on behalf of her IRA, because remember, she can't sign that like Uncle Ira, no postal funds. Mountain West IRA will then send all the completed documents to the title company and wire $380,000 to fund the transaction. $20,000 was in escrow. And then the purchase is completed and the duplex is vested in the name of Linda's IRA. The purchase is recorded with the deed being sent to Mountain West IRA to be held for safekeeping. So, like I said, it'll be in the name of her IRA, Mountain West IRA, SBO, Linda's IRA, not her personal name. Lieutenants are instructed to make payments to Mountain West IRA, SBO, Linda's IRA. The income is deposited into an FDIC insured cash account for the benefit of Linda's IRA. So Linda does not touch this money. She does not have to worry about taxes for this money. It all goes directly back to her IRA because it comes right to Mountain West and be deposited into her IRA. So similar to like a stock, you get your dividend, except you're getting this monthly and you get to choose what you're getting it in. It's basically what it is. All expenses, so taxes, insurance, maintenance, electric, it's just HOA fees are sent directly. All the bills are sent directly to Mountain West and paid from Linda's funds. She'll have a payment authorization letter either on file or she can fill one out with each bill. And then we will pay those bills on behalf of her IRA. We don't just pay them without you knowing. You do have to say that you know the bills are coming. So possible investment choices. That's really the investment. That's how simple it is and how great it can be. These are a few ideas just to get the questions flowing. We can have multifamily units, paper, contracts of sale, foreign sales corporation stock, gold bullion, raw land, land joint ventures, leases, you can exchange property in your IRA, LLCs, partnerships, single family homes, multifamily homes, tax liens, tax deeds. Really the options are open when it comes to real estate. And once again, just bring those questions to me if you have a question, and I will help you with that. These are questions that I will get on a daily basis, and we'll go over just simple what you cannot do. Disallowed investments are antiques, alcohol, art, and life insurance. Antiques, they're valued at what you value them, so we're not able to give a real value. And you wouldn't want that because then you can't have it at your house. You have to have it in a storage unit that only we have the keys to, and basically you won't want that. Alcohol always seems to disappear, so once again, can't have that one. Art, it's valued at what you value it. The artist may be amazing, but there's no way for us to tell how much it is. And once again, you won't be able to have it in your house. Life insurance, your IRA cannot have life insurance. That's just like Rumbles. I don't have a good one for that one. Prohibited transactions. There are 3 elements to a prohibited transaction. The IRA can fund a disqualified person, and then the transaction between the disqualified person and the IRA is completed, and that is a prohibited transaction. A disqualified person is any linear family, so your parents, grandparents, and their spouses, or children, grandchildren, and their spouses. When you get to brothers, sisters, cousins, you're going out wide. That's more of a gray area. You can always consult a attorney or CPA appointing on that. However, it is allowed. I have yet to hear somebody say it's not allowed, but it's a gray area. I personally probably would not invest with my siblings just because it is so gray, and the way that the IRS is, I'd rather not risk my IRA. But that's just my personal opinion. I have plenty of clients that do invest with their siblings, and they're doing great with it. So it's really up to you. What counts as a prohibited transaction? This is selling, exchanging, leasing property or assets from the IRA or to a prohibited person, lending money or extending credit to the plan. You cannot lend money to your IRA, and your IRA cannot lend money to you. Furnishing goods, services, or facilities to the assets of the plan. This could be considered sweat equity if you own a real estate property. You cannot go in there and go add a roof, or you cannot go in there and fix the window. You need to hire that out and pay. Your IRA cannot benefit from you personally sweating when somebody else should be paid for that. Basically, how the IRS sees it. The question I get quite a bit is, how will the IRS know that I did it? How do they know I went and painted? Well, they don't really know. So that's your answer for that, but I will tell you what they can do. They can distribute and take your whole IRA 100%, plus you'll have to pay their fees, plus any taxes, plus if you're underage, and you'll have a penalty for distribution of those funds. So it's one of those risks. Is it really worth it? You really need to go paint, or can you pay an extra $100, $200 to have somebody else paint it, or you can give the tenants the option to paint, and then just take it from their funds if they don't paint it back to a normal color. Consequences. Oh, I was ahead of it. Take it. Consequences for prohibited transactions. You treat it as a distribution. You'll have penalties for early withdrawal. Can accrue for underreporting if not caught early, and participants may have to pay 15% tax and 100% penalty. That's general numbers of everything that I just said. So really think about it. If I let you know, if you run it by me and I let you know it's a prohibited transaction, then you should really think about if you really want to do it. We are under regulation. If we know about a prohibited transaction and it takes place after our warning, our written warning, then we do need to report it to the IRS. So you want to be very careful and just listen if it's a prohibited transaction. This is a really fun investment idea that will stick with you. Stocks for stock, stock for stock, stock for capital gain dividend versus capital gain and dividend. So Mountain West IRA actually trademarked this. This is an investment that we have a client that currently does, actually have multiple clients, but this is based off of one specific client, and it's just the best investment ever. Stocks equal capital gain and dividend. A company's growth and market conditions create capital gain. The income is produced, creating a dividend for the investors. Does everybody understand how a stock works? Give me a hands up for yes. Perfect. All right, capital gains and dividends. A milk cow costs $2,500, and the owner can sell a calf for $2,500 to $3,000 if it's a bull. Our client is getting 100% capital gain on his investment each year. The cow is having a calf each year, and if it's a bull, it's making more than that. Our client actually leases the cows out for milk production to a farmer because he cannot do the milking or handle the cows. That would be considered a prohibited transaction because he would be doing sweat equity. So he leases the cows out for milk production to create his dividends. After you think about it, it'll click for a while. It's taking 100%. Pretty amazing. How does a self-directed IRA work? This is a basic process diagram, which I can add if you guys are interested. I can add it to the attachment, so I can write myself a little note that you can download this. It's a process diagram. We'll start with 1. You select an IRA company, Mountain West IRA. Select an account type, your traditional IRA, Roth IRA, SEP, simple, or individual pay. You open your account, fund the account, whether it be from another IRA that you have, an employer plan, so 401k, 403b, 457, and then you select an investment. If you are wholesaling houses, you can wholesale your IRA. If you want to build wealth and do rentals, you can do rentals in your IRA. It's probably the most common that we have. Flips for my rehabbers that are choose to benefit their IRAs. Rehabbers are known to have a very, very high tax rate. And if you think about rehabbing in your IRA, say you only did 1, how much are you making on each rehab? Let's give an estimate about $20,000 to $40,000. If you were to do 1 in your IRA each year for the next 10 years, how much are you saving in taxes, 1? And then 2, you're building a retirement doing something you do every single day. You bring the best deal. If you were, I have a client here in Florida, the deals that he makes more than $60,000, he actually puts them, his IRA will purchase it wholesale, and then the IRA will rehab it, and when he sells it, 100% of those funds come back to his IRA. He's not only avoiding taxes, this is in a Roth, so it's growing tax-free, completely completely avoid the taxes on that 60,000 he's making or more. And then he's growing his retirement account, just doing one investment a year, and then he lends it out for the rest of the year. So it's really confident. You just have to get creative and think about what's best for you. And when you purchase the investment, it goes in your IRA. Your IRA owns the asset. For rental property, all the rents will come back. For something that's stated, if it is a rehab and you're selling it, whatever happens, it does come back to the IRA in 100%. Here's your self-directed IRA company. And we like to provide service through education. I'm not selling you on any products. What I'm teaching you is all about a self-directed IRA. You can call and ask me questions at any point. My phone number is on the screen and my direct email, as well as our website. So you can go and venture through that and call and ask me any questions. Everything I've talked about is on our website in one form or another. We add quite a bit of education on our website because we want you to be informed. So if you have any questions, please call me.
We're all stunned. Is that it, Megan?
That's it.
All right. I got a whole list of them, but let's start with anybody have any questions? That was pretty fast. A lot of
It's very
information.
fast.
And Megan and her father are going to teach this step by step by step. I think May 4th and 5th will be recording her father doing a step by step by step, so it'll be on the website for our members.
And that'll actually be our 8-hour presentation divided up. So we have a great 8-hour presentation that we do about once a year, and you guys will have it recorded special for you. We've already done it this year.
And then, of course, Doc's going to bust it up into many pieces and have it all archived. But that was fast, but I was writing down as fast as I could. What do you got? You got any questions?
I wonder why. I've been thinking about doing something in my IRA because I have got some oil features. Been listening to how the oil was falling, and the more I got to 32, I got into 70. I was waiting to the very bottom, but went to 20, and so I was bad on one. I've been thinking about rolling over because it said something about less. Less does a lot of stuff out of his IRA, so that's why I'm thinking probably has improvements. But that's also, it's hiring contractors and yada, yada, yada. So to me, if you're hiring a contractor, does that become a prohibited person? Or
You can hire the contractor. You can act as property manager. You just cannot do sweat equity. You cannot work on that property. You can hire the plumber. You can hire the roofer, or you can make it really general and hire a GC who hires the rest for you.
That's what you don't make decisions. Okay, well, that's good to know.
All right. I'll have to go back. Anybody, what else you got? Eh? Megan said about it. Excuse me?
We do not offer the education IRA account because it is very similar to a traditional. So it's actually more beneficial for your child to open a Roth. You're able to put away much more. The ESAs, you can only put away $2,500 in a Roth, or traditionally you could put away $5,500. And then you can start planning for college that way. You can plan for their first home purchase or any emergencies. They'll be able to access that money, and the Roth will be tax-free. They can take away, or they can distribute those contributions at any point. The only money that they cannot take out before 59 and a half, or one of those circumstances, will be the dividends that you get for those investments. Great question.
Go ahead, say that again.
No, let me ask you something.
Go ahead.
If you use traditional or Roth IRA, you're saying that it's an educational IRA, they can take out when they go to college. Where if you use a traditional IRA, I would think the age limit would come into play. If you kid try to take out college, it would be 6% penalty for taking out early. Just to clarify.
You'll have traditional has 6 different ways that you can take a distribution out without those penalties. A Roth has 5, and so you're basically able to still take those out without the penalties for school purposes.
I'd like to jump back a little bit. I have a couple of things that you said really quick. You said something about one of the IRAs you put 5,500 in, but it only has to come from a W-4. I mean, I just want to drop in $5,500 in cash. I can't do that.
You can drop 5,500 in cash. Your CPA will tell you you need to make 5,500 before he can basically write that off. But you can make 100%. So if you only make 5,500, or
That's all I'm
on your
making
tax
here.
return only make 5,500, then that'll be perfect.
Steve never paid me. All right, another one here. You talked about the, I guess you can't talk in theoreticals. You talked about the Roth maybe going away, whatever. What would happen if you would just push it to another SAP or whatever?
What they're talking about theoretically, which it's been in the plan for the last 6 years in the budget and hasn't gone through. So I don't see it going through.
Okay,
Especially the
that's a
administration,
theoretical.
how
So we'll
they
work with that.
basically you planning for your own future. The Roth, if it were to go away, we talked about being grandfathered in, so you just would not be able to continue contributing to it, but the Roth benefits of what you have contributed and what you have paid taxes on would be grandfathered in.
But you can still make money with inside that tax free. You can't bring work outside money. Okay.
Theoretically, yeah.
All right. You talked about the employee-employer kind of.
Individual case.
If I was an employer, and I want to put in whatever I want to put in, and I had employees, do I have to max them or give them the employees the same benefits?
The individual K you will not want. If you have common law employees, you actually won't be able to have an individual K. You'll need a full-blown ERISA, a full-blown.
A what common law?
If you.
You said if I had a common law employee?
Common law. So if you were to be that, if you were to have, say, an assistant that got paid W-2,
Right.
you would be considered a common law employee, so you'd want an actual 401k, not an individual K.
Okay.
An individual K is for your sole proprietor business owner or a husband, wife, or maybe 1 or 2 partners of a business. So I have here in Florida, I have partners, they're 50-50, they're not married, and they own, they're able to contribute, the employer, which is their company, would be able to contribute into that individual K, but even though they're not married, they're only 50-50 partners and own it, so they're set to go. You'll see an individual Ks quite a bit with husband, wives, or spouses, and children. The children will be employed, and so then the parents are able to contribute that much money. They'll match all the way across for the children and use that for investment purposes.
Okay.
Whoa. Is the children's deductible? In other words, if you've got your child, are you showing them as having income and you're deducting that from taxes?
Yes, that's how most people will do it.
If I have a house in an IRA, now since West or whatever, they own the house and own the property, I'm assuming. If someone sues me, do they get to go through me into that IRA?
So if they're suing, we'll say hypothetically, they're suing for a trip and fall incident. You'll have insurance on your IRA. So, I should have started studying that. Most attorneys only sue for what the insurance policy maximum is. And so if they're suing, you'll have your insurance covered. They cannot come after you personally. It must be something really big if they were to try and come after you personally. Otherwise, I've never seen a lawsuit in an IRA, and I've never even seen an insurance policy get paid out. But if they were to try and sue you, the IRA is protected through the Treasury.
Now, getting to the insurance, do I have to buy insurance to have, like, the normal insurance I would buy for a house, or by having the IRA, paying whatever the IRA fees are, do they put insurance?
You'll buy your own insurance policy.
Just like normal.
So I actually lend my money, but my dad has real estate in his IRA, and he gets a huge insurance policy. That way, if there were to ever be a trip and fall or some reason that they're suing, they're going to sue for that max, and they'll be satisfied with that versus a minimum of some sort of insurance policy. That's just his thought on it. But like I said, I have not seen it.
In the case of Linda's duplex, he decides to sell after 3 months and makes $30,000. That's all tax-free, but back into the fund. And he says something, how about depreciation? Since I don't own the house, Mountain West owns the house and I'm the beneficiary, do I get depreciation off the house?
You get the benefits of having it tax deferred or tax free. So you'll need to weigh those out. Most people that I see weigh those out, they much rather take that tax free money or tax deferred money than worrying about depreciation. If you leverage it, so if you get a non-recourse loan, at that point you can get the depreciation of the property.
When she's saying depreciation, not cutting current taxes or against.
I'm talking about the 27 and a half years that I'll depreciate all my properties.
But what I'm saying is, it would seem like that would be, number one, you would have to take depreciation because you're not actually earning the income at that point. You have
Correct.
to recapture. If you did take the depreciation, you have to recapture the income rate. So be advised. But I guess what I'm saying is, when she's saying when you borrow against it, you take depreciation, is that against what's in your IRA or is that against your actual other income?
That'll be what's in your IRA. You'll be taking depreciation on the borrowed portion of what is in your IRA. So you can be subject to UBIT or UDFI tax if you leverage your property and can depreciate.
So it's just adjusting.
Whole different subject that we'll do one class on.
And then what, and back to the insurance, I'm not sure if you were asking what's in the IRA. Let's consider outside the IRA. So I've got property in the IRA, and my kid is 17 and he's driving a car and he kills someone. Can the IRA be, I know in a regular 401k they usually can't get to that money from an outside lawsuit that has nothing to do with it. Is that the case with this?
Yes,
Is it
very
almost like a
similar.
trust?
You have to think an attorney can sue for anything. So if they do have your assets and they know your assets, then, I mean, it can always be included. Will they get it? It's really up to, I want to tell you a specific answer, but you have to think that it depends
Well,
on what
they do
happens
play
with the
through the
whole
regular
situation.
IRAs too, if they really.
It's protected. You
try.
can always do the LLC, the IRA, but any way you do anything, it's pure civil. Simple as that. There's no way to 100% protect yourself.
When you buy that $150,000 house in cash, and it needs $50,000 worth of work, right? And you're going to hire subcontractors to do the work, or hire a general contractor to do the work, and it gets paid out of the fund. When you put the money in there to buy the house, do you have to put $200,000 in there? Or do you put the 150 and then, as needed, you put in money to cover the contract?
It's up to you. My personal opinion on it, if you know your rehab is going to cost a specific amount, just move the money over one time. Anytime if we're going through a transfer or rollover, you'll have to account for time. I cannot get a transfer normally the next day. Most companies actually just got one of my fastest transfers, which was 5 days. So most transfers you have to account that there's some time from company to company. So if you'll need something immediately, make sure you have it in your account. If you know that you'll have a bill in a month, coming up for a certain amount, at that point you can send in a transfer form and we can get the process started. There's not a charge for us receiving any funds besides a wire. I won't charge you to send another transfer form or anything to that extent, but wires are, you'll have your incoming wires.
Because you said I can't keep adding more money into this SEP or Roth. Just, I want to throw in $50,000. How do I know that it's for repairs, or I just want to throw 50,000 more in?
You can just throw it, well, it'll be a transfer or rollover or your contribution limit, because you do have those contribution limits.
And one other thing, one question I have left is lending out. So I have $200,000 in my Roth, and somebody wants to buy a flip house, and I lend them $150,000. I lend them $150,000 out of that, and they gives you back $152,000 back for a second.
Exactly.
Yes. So I can lend money out of mine to somebody who's not related.
Yes. That's called a promissory note, and it's actually a really simple process. That's what I do from my IRA. I lend it out to rehabbers, and each rehab is when we get paid when they close on the sale.
And if it's if it's a 30-year note or a 15-year note, so it's just a note of perpetuity at 8%, 10%, whatever it is. They
You
just
choose, you're the bank.
Okay. I'll get a few more, but I'll watch the video again. Anything else we have?
I have a question I'd like to throw out there.
Go ahead, Doc.
I just wanted to ask about the Linda thing. In that scenario, if Linda were to buy, say, a triplex or lot, could she live, if she bought it with her IRA, could she live in one of those?
No.
Okay.
Investment property only.
Now, Doc.
Her children or grandchildren will not be able to live in it either. Often, this is actually a really common question that I get is if parents purchase a house where their child goes to school and each room is rented out to the child's friends or the child lives there, that's considered a prohibited transaction.
Now, if it's for yourself, Doc, even if it's a quadplex, that's considered a single-family house for yourself, and I believe you get $250,000 write-off if you sell it as a single person, and $500 as a couple. Is that correct there, Megan?
I missed the first half of the question.
Well, if you're buying a house for yourself that's a duplex, a triplex, or a quadplex, and it's for yourself and you rent out the other three, it's still considered a single-family house for your personal residence. And if you sell a property personal residence, you get a $250,000 if it's one person, or if you're married, you get a $500,000 tax relief, non-taxed every 2 years.
I'm not sure about that one. That's a CPA.
Talk to your CPA. Megan, that was terrific.
Let me know if you guys have any more questions.
We will. Any other questions we have for Megan?
I would like to know, paying, getting rent, you're paying bills, what are your transaction fees as you go through this? That's
Megan, what do you charge for all this stuff?
We have a $50 account establishment fee, then 2 different fee options that you can choose from. Option 1 is based on your total assets, so it's $75 per quarter per asset with a transaction fee. For real estate, the transaction fee is $125. That's one time when you purchase, sell, or exchange the property. Option 2 is non-real estate, so LLCs, trusts, promissory notes, private stock. That's $95 per transaction, buy, sell, trade, exchange. And then option 2 is based on your total account value, similar to a marginal rate multiplier equation. And I can send you that great equation with the whole breakdown. Just email me tomorrow, and I'll get that to you. That one has 0 transaction fees. It does look more expensive, but that's built for our investors that are doing 2, 3, 4 transactions plus per year, where the transactional fee will add up. So it is a little bit more expensive, but it's all added in. We have a $5 outgoing check fee for any checks that we send, $25 incoming outgoing wire fee. We do not charge for any received checks. And then if you have just cash in your account, we do not charge for that. We only charge for assets.
Megan, is this on your website, the fees?
Yes, it's in the IRA starter kit.
Alright.
And I can actually attach it up to
Can you
this.
send one here at the office this way? You don't have to send it, they can sort of get it anyway. If you leave it here, you know, if anybody calls us here, we can forward it to them also. But they're searchable, and welcome to call you directly. Anybody else?
No, I got 1,000 questions.
Steve has
No,
1,000
we
questions,
don't-
but
we
we're
don't
running
have-
out of time right now,
We don't
Megan.
have time.
Between the classes you give us and Steve will call you on particular properties that we get as they come up, and let's start doing some transactions. All right, listen, we're running a little late. Well, not late, we're not over. Because I wanted to get Steve up here to bring us to a conclusion, tell you guys more about Green, especially the 2 new guys, and all the wonderful things we have planned. Thanks, Megan. Thanks, Doug.
Thanks
Steve
for
Chase.
having me.
Well, guys, what's the everything? Let's go, man. I definitely have some questions. We'll go into those. We're going to be, as Mark mentioned, expanding, doing some more communication series online. Really encourage everyone to get involved as far as trying to really dig in. To grasp this stuff, you gotta be around it. You gotta put yourself in the culture, immerse yourself. You're around people that are doing it. Or sometimes it's just fine because I can bring it to it. Or something is here. I know some people that are trying to find exactly what they did to build the self-directed IRA is actually pretty powerful, maybe difficult for everybody. It's kind of a slightly higher tier level, maybe not just guys that are starting out, but once you get some property growth, start paying my hurt last instead of one, and start ways to take it. So a little bit about Green, just so you guys know, we're here on Wednesday. Like to respect everyone's time. We usually open at 6. Keep the doors open at 8. Try to finish up around 7:30. We do online education training for $99 a month. And we're basically guys who are millionaires who make millions. And we're really friendly. That deals, several deals with great problems. And in the long run, we're still building in the long run good problems. But even more so, just the opportunity to build a business of sharing that connection between business opportunities. We're finding that's a bigger way to so you guys are interested in signing up. If not, you're always welcome to come here for free. But we definitely encourage online training. A little more intense, we have a lot more voices, a lot of different subjects. That's all I got.
Well, and we suggest strongly that you guys work as a team. We do so much better when we have a team of guys. Muhammad, he teams up with his brother. Les teams up. We make so many more connections when we have a team. That's why these people invited you, LT, and Phil. They invited you because they wanted you to be part of their team. But they wanted you to be educated because, a fully educated team makes a lot of money together. And that's what you have to do. If you want to get into the real estate game, you got to get a team of people around you that are educated in the field. And what better way to do it is not only you bring people in that help you. You can't learn it all. You learn this, I'll learn this. But we also pay you for bringing people in. Because if the person who brought you in, they must have liked it to even invite you here. So if you like this, bring some people with you next time. Start building your team. Start getting some people down under you. And this thing is going to be huge. I mean, that will be huge. It is going to be huge. The platform is great. The teaching platform is great that Megan is on right now. We're getting more and more people in. So we suggest that you guys invite people to the next meeting. Let's get this thing rocking and rolling. You guys, this is the top of the food chain. Steve and I own this thing. There is no, if you get in this, you're not number 10,500 some downline. You're number 50. You don't get that often. And what we have to offer, and we're always looking for suggestions and more speakers. So we want people to step forward, be leaders. And
Guys, thank you very much.
all right, right on time.